Hear the word of the Lord, Isaiah chapter 40. A voice says, "Cry." And I said, "What shall I cry? All flesh is grass, and all its beauty is like the flower of the field. The grass withers, the flower fades when the breath of the Lord blows on it. Surely the people are grass. The grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of our God will stand forever." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Man, stuff breaks in this world and it's awful. Even just the frustration of making plans and having them fallen apart, of having routines disrupted, of planning vacations only to be told you can't go. It doesn't seem like a big deal in the face of the suffering on the scale that it can happen in the midst of disease and pandemic and disaster, but we recognize just how fragile things are, and it's not a comfortable experience. Isaiah the prophet is sent to go preach, and he says, "What do you want me to say to these people when everything's fallen apart?" The grass withers, the flower fades, but the word of the Lord endures forever. This word isn't just that there's Bible verses forever, and it's not just that God's permanent while we're all falling apart. That word that endures forever was made flesh for you. That word that endures forever was and is God. And he became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory. The word that became flesh was crucified, died, and buried. But this word, Jesus, endures forever. He's risen from the dead, and he has promised us life in the same. A religion that is just how to build a nice life is frustrating, because the nicest life you can build is still going to be an awful fragile thing, and even if you acquire all of the stuff that you think will make it stable, you're going to die. The word of the Lord endures forever. Fix your eyes upon the Lord and recognize that, plans get disrupted, and stability would be an awesome thing right about now, but I can't find it for the life of me. So turn your eyes not to the things of this world that make stability, but turn it to the Lord and recognize that he entered into the grave to carry us out again. He can actually work where things are unstable. The grass withers, the flower fades, fine. God joined us in that withering, in that fading, and he brought us out of it already. He who was crucified is risen. Of all the plans in the world that fall apart, recognize that God's plan isn't measured in how many rolls of toilet paper you can acquire, or whether or not your grocery list got filled, or whether or not your vacation was all that you hoped it would be, or whether or not you even got to go. God's plan starts simpler. Your sins are forgiven you. Your death is defeated. You have life everlasting. So going forward, in the middle of all of the rest, we can say, no matter what falls apart, my God has still saved me. No matter what falls apart, this can't be enough to put Jesus back in the tomb. The word of the Lord endures forever. This can't be enough to stop God's plan from saving me, and so I will pray to him all the more in the middle of this, because if nothing else, I lose my idols, and I find the things that actually save. Fix your eyes on the Lord. In the middle of all of this, you find a routine, a plan that has been so stable that we actually got bored of it and started looking to build idols out of other things. But this stable plan, this enduring word is for you. Be not afraid. God's got this.